Hey everyone, we are starting our new module talking about setting mission, goals, and objectives for your programs. This module will cover Chapter 6 in your textbook, so be sure to read over that as we go through this module. All right, so let's go back to our steps in writing the rationale. So we have gone through our steps here. We've picked a title, we've talked about the health problem, we've talked about our priority population and those theories, those guiding theories, our concepts, constructs, and things like that. And so now we're going to focus on our proposed solution. So what are we actually going to do in our program? So we are going to review today the mission, goals, and objectives of our program. And this is what helps guides us and keeps us on track for what we're actually going to accomplish in our program. So looking back at our generalized planning model, we are now on this second step, the strategic planning portion. So if you refer back to your rationale paper template, we did the pre-planning phase and we did the rationale portion, and now we're moving on to the strategic plan. And here we're going to set our goals and objectives. And again, this is what's going to be accomplished, what we're going to do for your project. All right, so let's talk about mission, goals, and objectives here. So the program mission, goals, and objectives provides a foundation for our program planning. It provides direction, and it gives us a basis on our evaluation. So what are we going to look at to see if we're effective or not? If our program actually meets our goals, if we are making the change that we have strived to make. So our mission statement. Our mission is going to be that general statement of purpose or our general focus, okay? So it's a very broad statement. It's kind of the overarching idea behind our program. Then we have our goals. These are our statements of general intent for the program. So what do we want to what's feasible for our program to achieve, right? This is our goal. And then we have objectives that help meet our goal. So these are specific action items and timelines for achieving our goal. So these are broken down and much smaller in bite-sized pieces to help us meet our goal for our program. All right, so we're going to dive a little deeper into each of these. So let's talk about that mission statement. Remember, this is that overall overview of our program or our program's aim. It has a general focus, and it may be more of a philosophy. And it's kind of what the program is currently doing. What is it working towards? And this mission statement gives us a little bit of help in developing our goals and objectives. So let's look at some examples here. So our first one, the Walk-Up Health Promotion Program, it provides a wide variety of primary prevention activities for residents of the community. Pretty simple, right? So you know that this program is going to give you prevention activities for residents in a community. Okay, it doesn't give you too many specifics, but it does tell you the title of the program and that it's going to be a community-based health promotion program. The next one, this program helps patients and their families to understand and cope with physical and emotional changes associated with recovering from surgery. So this one tells us, it gives us an idea that it's going to be set in a medical area, medical care setting, because it's relating to surgery. And it's just giving us that overarching idea that it's going to help patients and families cope with the effects after surgery. Doesn't tell you how they're going to do that, what they're going to be measuring, how many sessions are involved, right? It's giving us just that overarching idea. The mission of Shelby County Schools is to prepare all students for success in learning, leadership, and life. Very broad there again. The mission of Tennessee on the Move is to help students, faculty, and their families to understand and experience the benefits of being physically active. Again, very broad statement here. It's telling us that this program is going to target students, faculty, and families, and they're going to help them become more physically active. But it doesn't tell you what they're going to do, right? It doesn't have those specific goals or objectives listed. So again, that's that mission statement. It's that overarching idea of what the program will accomplish. English. All right, so moving on to our goals. So goals next are our general statements of intent. They kind of look at those future events and give us those long-range purposes. And these do include the who and the what. So who are we targeting and what are we doing, right? Compared to objectives, which is the next level, goals are a little bit more general. They provide just an overall direction. Where are we headed, right? And they're often not exactly measurable in specific terms. So again, they're a little bit more broad, not quite as broad as that mission statement, but a little bit more broad than objectives. But again, it gives us that general purpose. So let's look at some examples, because I love examples. I think they really help put two and two together, right? So examples of goals here. We have to prevent the spread of HIV in the youth of Indiana. Again, broad, but it tells us who and what. So we're preventing the spread of HIV, and who is the youth of Indiana, right? To reduce the incidence of flu in students in Shelby County schools. So we have the who, which is the students, and what we're doing is reducing the flu. To reduce the prevalence of obesity in Shelby County schools. To reduce the incidence of cardiovascular disease in the employees of the Smith Company. To increase participant time spent in moderate to vigorous physical activity. And here, the who, the last one, the who are just participants. So whoever is involved in the program, and they're increasing that physical activity, right? So here's some terms that are helpful in writing your goals. We're going to evaluate, know, improve, increase, promote, protect, minimize, prevent, reduce, and understand, right? So remember these goals just a little bit broader than those objectives, but they give that general direction, right? And again, as you're writing these mission goals and objectives that you will for your project, refer back to this PowerPoint. We also have some really good resources I'll talk about in a minute, any courseware for you guys to refer to as you're putting these together. All right, so let's move forward to our last one, which is our objectives. So these are the most precise. They're much more bite-sized, so they're smaller steps, and they help us reach our goals. They outline specific changes that need to occur in our programs, and they're written in measurable terms. They have to be able to be measured. And there are several different levels that we'll talk about next. So let's look at some examples here. By the end of the program, 80% of participants will be able to list 5 consequences of texting and driving. Are we able to measure this? Will we, at the end of the program, be able to say yes or no that 80% of the participants can list 5 consequences? Absolutely. We can certainly ask them as a end of the program item, can they list 5 consequences, right? And then assess if they were able to do so or not. So it's a measurable objective. And obviously this objective would be working to decrease or reduce the goal, reducing the incidence of texting and driving. All right, by the end of the program, 75% of participants will reduce their alcohol consumption by at least 3 drinks per week. Is this accessible? Are we able to measure this objective item? Absolutely. By the end of the program, 90% of participants will commit to positive cyber behavior by taking a vow. By the end of the program, 70% of the college students will increase their physical activity to at least 30 minutes a day on at least 3 days a week. By the end of the program, 80% of participants will demonstrate the ability to lead a partner through an exercise of their choice while providing appropriate cues. By the end of the program, 100% of participants will share what they found to be the most valuable technique taught throughout the program and why. So these are examples of objectives. And remember, these are going to be our smallest steps. These are our small action items that we use to help meet those goals. So let's look at 3 examples, and you guys tell me if they are a mission, a goal, or an objective. So Hot Girl Health aims to increase healthy behavior through education and skill development. What do you guys think that is? Is that the mission statement, the goal, or the objective? The next one, by the end of the program, 70% of the college students will increase their consumption of fruits and vegetables to 2 times a day on at least 3 days per week. What is that? The mission statement, the goal, or the objective? And then last, to increase knowledge of the 5 food groups and provide time management skills to increase physical activity in the college population. What is that? Is that our mission, our goal, or our objectives? Take some time to think about those 3 items. Okay, so this first one, if you were thinking about the mission statement, you would be correct here. This second one is your objective. And this third one here is your goal. And so remember that this objective here is going to help meet your goal. And then your goal is a little bit more specific than what your mission statement listed. All right. So we are going to stop here, and I'm going to pick this back up in our second video. But take some time to kind of really hone in on those mission goals and objectives, okay? And then we're going to break down the different types of objectives. So start thinking about your program, start thinking about your mission, your goals, and your goal and your objectives. And we will break down this further in our next video.